Hey guys, what's going on? Erica Lee, Elite Massage Therapy. I'm a PTA, licensed massage therapist, and a certified strength and conditioning specialist. In this video, I'm going to go over how to treat your own shoulder pain. So let's take a look. Okay, so first let's talk about what might be causing shoulder pain. A lot of times what happens is the shoulder ends up in a forward rounded position. Your shoulder is a ball and socket joint, right? That ball needs to be positioned in that socket centrally. If it's not central, it will cause a disturbance either in the rotator cuff or put strain on the bicep tendon or things like that, right? So in order to help correct that rounded shoulder position, forward shoulder position, or sometimes the shoulder might even be a little bit stuck high, and then that's where you're getting the pain coming across the top of the shoulder or in through the front of the bicep, either when it's pushed forward or high. We're going to have to stretch and release muscles and strengthen and probably release a few muscles in the back of the shoulder as well. So we're talking about the rotator cuff muscles as well as all the muscles around the lats and shoulder blade area. So let's take a look at those. All right, so here I am at my friend the wall. What we're going to do with this is address the front wall of muscles here, and what we're talking about is the pec minor, especially the pec minor. So what we're going to do, either take your tennis ball or lacrosse ball, you're going to stick it kind of right in towards your armpit area, right next, ladies, right next to the breasts, right in that area. Place it right there. Awkward positioning, I know. But lean into it, lean against the wall, and again, you can kind of roll and feel where any tension might be. You can do this with the arm down at your side. If you're able to tolerate it, place the arm up, either here or up a little bit higher, and then do the same thing where you're, again, leaning into the wall, leaning into the ball, and searching for that trigger point in your pec wall. I guarantee that you're going to find some significant tightness all through that pec. Now let's go through how you're going to stretch that out. All right, so here we are just with the doorway stretch. This is going to help to open up the chest and the pec muscles. All you're going to do is place your hands to either side of your door frame. You can do this in the corner of your room. If this position is uncomfortable, feel free to drop your arms down. And all you're going to do then from here is step forward, raise your chest up high, so you're getting a nice stretch all in through your chest wall. Again, hold this for about 30 seconds to a minute. Go to where you are comfortable. Step back and relax. So let's go over the muscles now at the back of the shoulder. The next group of muscles we're going to address is the rotator cuff, and that's cuff with the F. All right, so the four muscles that make up the rotator cuff are the supraspinatus, infraspinatus, teres minor, and the subscapularis. We're going to be hitting two of those in the back, the teres minor and the infraspinatus. So what you're going to do, again, at the wall with your tennis ball, is go to the back of the shoulder now. So just the reverse, the other side of the armpit, kind of right in that triangular area, and on down the outside of the shoulder blade there. You're going to place the ball to the back of the shoulder, kind of lean into it slightly just so you've got some pressure there. And the ball is supported at the wall. You're going to then take your opposite hand and pull across your body if you're able to do that. If just leaning into the wall like this is enough, without the extra push, that's fine. Adjust the ball as you need to where you might find some of those trigger spots. So you might need to turn your body in towards the wall or out away from the wall. Put the ball a little bit lower along the shoulder blade. Raise the arm up. Work in a little bit lower in the shoulder blade. You know, do whatever you have to do to get into that area of the back of the shoulder so that we can help release some of the muscles of the rotator cuff and create more space for the shoulder to move. All right, so you heard me talking about space for the shoulder to move, right? Our joint has a capsule around it. So a lot of the times that capsule is what prevents us from being able to move the shoulder. By that, I mean the capsule shrinks up, and it's usually due to some tightness, again, in the front or in the back of the shoulder. It then doesn't allow that head of the humerus of the shoulder to move where it needs to in space in the joint, and it will either get stuck again too far forward, making the back of the shoulder super tight, or it can get too high up, making the bottom of the shoulder really tight. Why is that important? Well, when you go to raise the shoulder either up or forward or down, it should stay centered and not bang into the top or the front of the shoulder, or it shouldn't be banging into anywhere in the shoulder. So that capsule needs to be loose enough to allow for movement of where the humeral head should be placed throughout the motion. So I'm going to show you some easy ways that you can do some kind of joint mobility stretches at home. All right, so now that we've got the muscles loosened up around the shoulder, we're going to help stretch out the back of the joint to allow a little more space for the shoulder to move about, okay? This is a great way to stretch out the back of your shoulder. You're going to simply put the arm out in front of you, rest your head, allow your head to be rested, and roll your body towards your shoulder here, okay? So if you're doing this correctly, some people can get all the way down on top of their shoulder, like chest to the ground. This is going to stretch the back of the shoulder. Another way to do that is to bend your arm up to a 90-degree angle here. Again, rest your head. Make sure your shoulders are stacked, meaning they're on top of each other and you're not turned back too far, and you maybe even want to roll forward a little bit further, and you're going to gently guide your hand down until you feel a stretch in the back of your shoulder. Again, you're going to hold this for about 30 seconds. Stay here 30 seconds, maybe 5 times, okay? So this is a nice, slow, easy motion. You're not trying to force it down to the ground. It's not going to go there, guys. It's not going to go there. So try and get it as far as you can with your arm, your elbows being stacked in front of the shoulder. So don't allow your elbow to come down here and do it. You want to keep it right out in front of you, and slowly, as you are able to tolerate, stretch the back of that shoulder. This is going to be uncomfortable, but try and hold it for at least 30 seconds. So now that we've got the back of the shoulder nice and stretched out, or the posterior part of the capsule, we want to stretch the inferior part of the capsule, which is going to be kind of down in your armpit. To do that, you're going to be seated in a chair. You're going to have a resistance band and something of relative height, something to this, maybe a countertop would be actually perfect. So if you have an adjustable chair, countertop, desk, something like that, grab those things. I'll show you what to do next. Okay, so first thing first here, we're gonna get our band and make a loop in it. Now I've got just an anchor strap for mine, but you can literally just make a loop in the band that you have. Okay, next you're gonna get your arm at approximately a 90-degree angle. So all I've done is taken a pillow to help prop my elbow up a little bit higher. So my arm is going to be rested down at this 90-degree angle, shoulder elevated to about 90 degrees. I know this is a little less right here, but you get the idea, right? From here, you're then going to take the loop of your band, put it over your shoulder, and from here, you're going to be searching for kind of a divot right at the end of your shoulder. So what you're doing is finding your bone, the end of your clavicle here, follow it all the way out to the edge, and you're gonna find a little divot where your joint, your socket actually begins. Once you've found that divot where the socket begins, that is where you're going to place your strap at. From here then, you're just going to take your band and pull downwards. So we're pulling downwards. Now you can sit here and hold it with your opposite arm, or place it underneath your thigh. This is what you much more ideal so that you can sit back and be in a good posture while you're doing this. You want your shoulders back and down. You're going to be rested back in your chair and allow the band to do the work. While your arm is up here, you might feel maybe a little bit of discomfort, maybe even a little bit of tingling coming in through the armpit, down through your hand even, which is totally normal, guys. So what you're experiencing is just a stretch on the nerves. In the armpit, you have a bundle of nerves that hang out down there, and we are providing a stretch into the inferior capsule of the shoulder, which is kind of just pushing the arm bone downwards. So as it's pushing downwards, it's going to both stretch out the capsule and stretch out any other soft tissue restrictions, including nerves. So again, you might get a little bit of tingly on this. That's okay. Try to hold it for about 5 minutes. If you need to stop before then, no problem. Come back again and do it tomorrow. So now we're going to look at doing some stability exercises for the shoulder. So again, we want to keep that joint centered, locked back in place. We want to focus on the muscles around the shoulder blades to bring the shoulders back in together, as well as the external rotators. So I'm going to show you how to do that with these band exercises right here. Okay, so the first one is just your basic row, only we're not going to go really far into the full row motion. The focus being on just getting the shoulder blades back and together. So I'm going to kind of take a tight hold on my bands here. And again, I'm going to post a link down in the description of this video. If you need any of this equipment at home, feel free to check it out. But so take kind of a tight hold, and I'm going to first focus on setting the shoulder blades. So we want them set in a good position. So I'm going to bring them down and back, and then go through my small motion of pulling the band just to where my elbow's in line with my body, okay? So we're not going through like a crazy big motion with this. It's very small, isolated, almost an isometric exercise, because we really want to focus on bringing the shoulder blades back and down. Oftentimes when I see people do this exercise, they're still somehow rounding their shoulders forward and they're crunching at the shoulders. You know, they got this whole motion just trying to pull the band towards them. But again, just focusing on the shoulder blades back and down, chest up high, pulling the band and releasing. Hold that squeeze for about 3 seconds, about 20 to 30 repetitions. Okay, so this next one is going to help focus to target on your external rotators, and that's what keeps the shoulders in a more open position, okay? So this, again, with our band, you're gonna keep your elbow at a 90-degree angle here, arm at your side, hand in line with the shoulder. So I have my hand directly out in front of me. It's not pointing that way. It's not pointing out away from me. It's directly in line with my shoulder. And you can adjust and modify the tension of your band, either getting in closer or further away to adjust the tension, all right? So all you're doing, again, arm at 90, in lock tight to your body, squeeze the shoulder blades down and back. So first set the shoulder blades, then you're just gonna step away. Lean away slightly so you get some resistance and extra pull in the band. Hold that for 5 to 10 seconds. When you've got that hold in, release it. Now you might find this a little bit challenging, and again, if you need to make the band a little looser for yourself to be able to do that, or make it a little stronger, just grab closer in and then get your hands situated, arms set, shoulders back, down in the right position to start. Step away a little bit, hold 5 to 10 seconds, and relax. You're just gonna do about 10 to 15 of these. So the longer you're holding this isometric, the better stability that you're going to get in that joint. So yeah, to review here with the bands, the primary focus is this position of the shoulder blades. So you want to make sure that your shoulders are back and down in the set position. Once you're here, then you're ready to begin the activity. All right, well that does it for the Treat Your Own Shoulder video. I hope you got some value out of this. If you did, please like and subscribe for more great tips. You guys, I hope you have a great day and make sure you're treating yourself well.